Today on Revealing Wholeness, let's get an inside look into the phone conversations with Dr. Troy as he shares his experience, insights, and various topics related to you and your health and wellness. From discussions of the latest medical research to answering common questions that you may have and concerns about your health, this podcast is packed with valuable information for anyone seeking to improve their overall well-being. Whether you're looking for tips on nutrition, fitness, mental health, or general lifestyle advice, join us for the engaging conversation that might just change the way you approach your own health journey. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and join us for an engaging phone discussion with Dr. Troy.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy. Now imagine yourself in a zombie apocalypse. What do you do? What if you have a wound? What if you're being malnourished and you don't have enough protein? Boy, do I have the thing for you. So let's say that you actually can get to a grocery store and you're wondering, what should I pick up? Definitely nutritional yeast and raw-apple-cider-vinegar. Now, nutritional yeast is an interesting little tidbit. If you've ever used it, you might have used brewer's yeast. And there is also baker's yeast. So there's 3 types of yeast products that you'll find on the market. And by the way, for a little tidbit, the baker's yeast is kept in a kind of a tinfoil kind of packaging because you do not want to expose it to light, as you want those yeasts viable when you're trying to make things like sourdough. Now, it is much like making sourdough if you're going to try to make your own nutritional yeast, by the way. And if you were going to try to make nutritional yeast, you do need to grow it on a medium, and molasses would be the medium that you would grow it on. Now, this is not necessarily how to make your own, because in a zombie apocalypse, we really don't have time running around being chased to actually make our own nutritional yeast. But if we can run by a grocery store, this would be something to get, at least to add to things, even for the taste value. So nutritional yeast is packed oftentimes with B vitamins and tons of minerals and trace minerals because the medium they grow it on is molasses. So you might also pick yourself up as you're running by the grocery store some molasses too. But nutritional yeast will pack lighter, and it is excellent. Nutritional yeast can be put on all kinds of things. I love it on popcorn. In fact, I love popcorn so much with real butter, but I love it even more with nutritional yeast. I think it is the best thing ever. Now, I've had clients tell me that it's excellent on eggs because of its cheesy, nutty flavor. I realize I definitely don't want my eggs to taste like cheesy nuts. And so I do not like it on eggs or omelets. You go for it. But there are many things that you can put nutritional yeast on. You can even put it in soup. So let's say while you're running by the grocery store and you pick up a can of soup and throw it in your backpack as everybody's chasing you, it would be something later when you're alone and actually safe to add some nutritional yeast to your completely demolished and overcooked, trying to make it safe for 100 years canned soup. But at least you can now have some nutrients in it and some proteins and some vitamins and minerals that would probably help sustain you for quite some time. So, next, raw apple cider vinegar. Why in a zombie apocalypse? Well, maybe, just maybe, the virus that is affecting the zombies, which I don't necessarily agree with, but anyways, that's beside the point because it's all fantasy anyways. But let's just say you have the virus that is actually, they scratched you or they bit you, and you could put the raw apple cider vinegar on the cut immediately. The acid of it will take care of a lot of infection. So let's say it's not a zombie apocalypse and you carry a little bit with you camping and you get a cut. It would not be a bad idea to put it on said cut so that you could disinfect it. That is why urine or peeing on a cut will also help. So let's say the commonality for peeing on a wound is, I believe it's the rockfish. So they have a venom, and if you pee on the foot, you can help the person not succumb to whatever neurotoxin or whatever. Raw apple cider vinegar would be an awesome alternative to peeing on the wound. So there you go. So in a zombie apocalypse, or you have a wound just naturally, definitely raw apple cider vinegar. Let's just say though, I have a wound and it's just a normal thing, yet I'm out somewhere and I don't have anything to put on it. Now, grass has chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is an excellent poultice for things like that. So crushing it up and putting it on the wound, if you could maybe put a little urine on it, that would be helpful. That's usually with you wherever you go. So that might be a nice secondary component to having something that you were concerned about, an infection, and how do I get the wound to heal, and maybe it's really painful. The chlorophyll will be naturally antiseptic, but also analgesic, meaning against pain or anti-pain. So just a quick side note on why that is. In World War I, they did not have analgesics or painkillers. They would pack wounds of GIs that were damaged on the field with fatty or fat-soluble chlorophyll. And they would find that they had almost immediate pain relief. And the government said, well, that's really expensive. Let's go to an aqueous, like water-soluble chlorophyll instead of a fat-soluble chlorophyll. And when they did that, it didn't have any effect on the wound at all pain-wise. But then weirdly enough, they started coming out with these wonderful opioids and handing them out like candy. So just for FYI, if you want something like that, you have now the ability, or at least the knowledge, to know a little bit more what to do. So I believe I'm actually going to record a second bonus video, and I want to go through the aspects of pemmican. And so look for that one coming out in the next week. Pemmican is a very interesting substance. We're going to dig deep into that and how to make it and why it's so awesome and how long does it last and all the good stuff of pemmican. If you've never heard of it, well, then you're in for a treat. Until next time, I'm Dr. Troy, and remember, there is way more right with you than there is wrong with you.
Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach Dr. Munson at 360-893-8586 or email him at chiroman@dr.com. That's chiroman@dr.com. Check out our current workshop schedule on Facebook at Infinity Whole Health.
The information on Dr. Troy Munson's podcast is meant to educate the listener and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.